This is our friend Eric Carlson, also known as EW.
Hello.
You are a filmmaker slash artist slash what?
I'm a multi-hyphenate. I would say I'm a filmmaker, I'm a writer, podcaster, an artist. I do a lot of crap.
What's your favorite? You have to pick one.
My goodness. I'm thinking writing might be my favorite. It's a lot easier to write on your own when there's a pandemic going on than make films.
Are you working on anything right now?
I love me my hobbies. I just finished up a weird little construction craft project. Before that, I was working on this video for you guys for Code Burst. I think the next thing I have going on, I'm going to be starting writing on a series, which will hopefully end up being like a fiction podcast. It's still in the very early development stages.
Is it going to be like a story per podcast, or is it going to be a seasonal type thing?
Hopefully a seasonal type thing. So the plan is be able to release something episodically, but end up with something that is more or less a novel by the end.
You do a ton of stuff. Like if somebody stopped you on the street and they're like, hey, what have you done? What's some of the highlights of your career up to now?
I think a little over a year since I've done any podcast work. Most recently, I did the show Sham Fiction with my friends Andrew and Marcus, who you guys know, filmmaking buddies. Professionally, I come from the unscripted reality TV world, doing a lot of food TV and Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern on the Travel Channel, as well as Delicious Destinations. I used to be a PA on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Lately, since coming to New York, worked in a little bit of documentary. More personally, I work with a group called Two Jackets Productions. We've done a ton of short films.
Do you know how many short films you've made?
I don't know. I don't have an actual count. I usually say it's over a dozen for sure. Probably somewhere around 15 short films total.
Okay.
Crazy.
Something like that. Yeah.
Been a few. Awesome. I know like quite a few of them have won different little awards here and there from different film festivals.
Yeah. So a short film of ours a few years back went to San Diego. It was a film called Meanwhile at the Citadel of Superheroes. So it was a little superhero movie, origin story. And it took home an award for Best Comics Film of the festival, which is really exciting. A lot of people got to see the film that way.
Yeah.
So that's online. So check it out.
For me, I keep working. I know Ben's working constantly. Is that something that's just kind of in your bones too?
I think so. Though I don't always have something to do. I've been playing way too much Animal Crossing. But yeah, I feel like I need to do something. I don't always know what to do, but I need to be doing something with my hands.
Can you talk about some of your influences?
So I made the mistake early on of going to film school. And I think
listen up, kids.
But I think the reason I ended up going to film school is, who am I going to blame? I'm going to blame Peter Jackson. Because Lord of the Rings was and is amazing. And watching those like behind the scenes documentaries that came with those, that I think did it for me. It was like, all right, I got to do this. This looks like too much fun.
What's kind of your artistic mission? What are the things that get you really excited about making art?
I am a huge fan of fantasy worlds and world building. And I think this is true for filmmaking. This is true for writing, and this is true for the art that I do. I really love exploring these fantastical worlds that are kind of right outside our own and help us, look at our own world and analyze it and look at our relationships and recontextualize the familiar things we know in fantastical settings. And I find that that's the stuff that I want to watch. That's the stuff I want to read. And because of that, it's the stuff that I want to create.
Eric, do you want to, I'm just curious, because we haven't talked about the video at all.
Yeah.
And I think we haven't talked in person. I've said it in email like a million times, but I just think the video is so rad. I think you did such an awesome job with it. So do you want to talk about how you made it, or?
It was right at the start of the pandemic. First rainy day, I went out with a camera to Times Square, grabbed a couple of friends to help me, and we shot the basis of the footage that trailer ended up being, just whatever we could grab on the street. And then I spent the next month putting together all the graphics and the titles and the overlays, the special effects, and we ended up with the Codeburst teaser.
What are some of your favorite shows?
Killing Eve, Avatar, The Last Airbender,
What are your go-to movies?
the original Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings,
Favorite movie genre?
fantasy,
Favorite music genre?
Tibetan throat singing. No.
Do you have any artists that you kind of your go-to?
I'm either listening to Lizzo, The Decemberists, Father John Misty.
Dogs or cats?
The real answer is bunnies.
Have you ever broken a bone?
Some doctors cut a bone of mine in half and glued it back together once.
Tacos or hamburgers?
Tacos.
What's your favorite season of the year?
I think I'm an autumn man.
What is your favorite place on the planet?
Italy's pretty cool, but so is Ireland.
Disneyland or Disney World?
World.
Do you have any advice for anybody?
Don't go to film school. I take that back. Go to film school to meet people and make your own stuff. If you're interested in film, you're interested in getting into TV, film, anything like that, you got to go to a place with connections. So the bigger the film school, the better, probably. I went to a tiny film school. I met some great guys, but I'm unemployed right now, so it's hard to be too hopeful about the film industry as a whole.